Hi everyone, welcome to your weekly readings for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. I hope you've had a good weekend. I hope you're enjoying a pleasant start to your new week. It's all go in August, so just for now, in response to that, take a moment to slow down, to sit down or lie down, and to breathe very deeply. And allow yourselves to relax. Because just because the universe demands that you go fast doesn't mean that you have to. Doesn't mean that you have to. You can rest, you can go slow, you can go at your own pace. You can go slower than the world or society expects at any given time. Take the opportunities to go slow, to relax, to observe the space around you, rather than feeling the need to rush from place to place and activity to activity. I'm going to start off in a moment by feeling into the energy for the collective, and then I'll move on to the 12 signs. If you're here, please say hi in the chat, and please remember to like and share the video. Hi Jive, hi Michelle, hi Sarah. So let's get a sense of where the collective is at going into this week. What are we dealing with? Where are we up to? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So blink and you'll miss it. Blink and you'll miss it, and that's why you don't want to blink in order to miss it. Slow down this week. Throughout this week, take that time to go slowly and to notice what's around you, to notice the beauty around you, to notice everything that you might miss when you're in a rush. Observe your surroundings, your environment. How does it look? How does it smell? How does it feel? Get into those details. Take that time, because otherwise you wind up moving so fast and you're on autopilot, and then you're not really in any sort of control, but nor are you in surrender. You're in something else. You're being controlled from the outside, and it's not fun. Conscious mind. Conscious mind comes up as the King of Cups. Notice the feelings in your body as well. Notice what they're telling you. Notice what is coming up without feeling the need to react to it. It's a time to really get in touch with things in a slow way. Now, what's pushing you that means that you might not do that in your subconscious is the world. Desire to get everything done fast, complete everything, do more, build more, this, and it gets exhausting. And it just becomes self-perpetuating. It's not that healthy. Like, fine, you have some responsibilities to live up to, but when you can go slowly at this time, do, because you've accomplished so much as well. And you can also take the time just to recognize that and where you're up to, and where you've come from, without being, oh, but I've got to do all this and get all over here, and got to get this done. That you don't need to be thinking that far ahead. You don't need to be worrying that much. Much slower energy this week, moving away from the space of the Page of Pentacles, feeling the need to learn everything, because you don't have everything to learn, because you've achieved so much. At a space of the Empress instead. So I mentioned slowness, calmness, accepting yourself for where you're at, your surroundings, your environment for where they're at. Keep that under control as well. That that drive to do more, that drive to act, react, react, doesn't need to be there. I also feel if you go that fast, you probably miss some key information from the universe, a key interaction with someone, a key opportunity. And then you wind up with a 5 of Cups, disappointment. If only I'd slowed down, if only I'd gone to that, if only I'd taken the time to do that and do it slowly. So that's the energy of the time. Slow, notice things, appreciate yourself, where you are, the good things in your life, and where you're up to. That's the collective energy for this week, and it's going to help you to work with it. I'm going to move on now to the 12 signs, starting with Aries, running all the way through to Pisces. So this is going to be for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. Let's see where you are, Aries. Not always a sign that knows how to slow down. Yeah, you're in tune with that, Aries. You're very much in tune with that. If you're not used to slowing down, and you may not be, Aries, then when you do slow down, you notice your internal process. And if you're not well acquainted with your internal process, it might startle you. It might scare you. You might rush to do things to avoid that silence, that moment, that peace, that space where you get in touch with your inner self. Queen of Cups coming up for you. But it's a moment for that. Now, what gets in the way? The stress to act, the strain to act. I need to get this done. I need to complete this. This won't be good enough unless I do. This already isn't good enough. I'd better hurry. 7 of Pentacles. You know what? It's going to be absolutely fine to take a break from it, take a rest from it, unless there is some ultra intense deadline, which there isn't on everything you're dealing with. You have the space to do that. Separate out what is strictly necessary and what you can put on pause, Aries. That means a bit of self-control. The Dragon Tamer showing up for you. So this is also about self-control. It's also about taking the time to realign, to decide if you want to change course, move off in a new direction, or tweak something. You can't do that when you're all action. Nor is it healthy to just say, well, I'm just going to tear this up and do something else, and tear this up and do something else. It needs to be more measured, more controlled, and in line with what your internal signals are telling you. So this is a readjustment for you this week, Aries. It's a readjustment to stop you from flying too fast, too far, or too far off course. And it's going to that slowing down is going to aid you. And it's going to start to become a habit for you, being more in touch with what's happening inside of you and what that's telling you, where it's pointing you, without reacting to it. I hope that makes sense for you, Aries. The next sign is going to be Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. Taurus. Okay. Blocking your heart, Taurus. That's what they're telling me. You're blocking yourself from truly being in touch with your heart and what it's telling you. Your desires, the things that you are drawn to do, the people that you are drawn to for some of you. So are you ignoring your attraction to someone? Are you ignoring a desire to travel somewhere or to do something? Have you convinced yourself that you're so busy that there's no space for that? Or have you told yourself a bunch of stuff some time ago that is, no, well, this is what I'm interested in, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want to do. And these beliefs have filled up and blocked you from that connection, Taurus. You're showing up as the King of Cups, very, very closed off energy to what your heart is telling you. And that's because you're scared of losing control. You're scared of losing control or of having to reevaluate many more things if you do this. And yet it's healthy to do that. You can tear up the script and write a new one anytime if you choose to. You have the Dragon Tamer showing up as well, so this might be a common theme at this time. You don't have to change course by immediately sort of switching midair. It's more gentle than that. But you can make a decision to just be like, actually, I'm going to feel into this. I'm going to reach into this. I'm going to see what's there for me. What's there for me, where this takes me. Because I'm drawn to it. I'm drawn to it. And even though it goes against what I've told myself my identity is or my beliefs are or where I'm going to be going this year, you know what? I'm going to give this a chance. And you'll be freeing up the energy to go at it with a lot. 8 of Wands, Taurus. Big shifts, big changes. If you take a break and allow yourself to follow your heart, I feel that what you're drawn to is going to be fast moving. This might be a passionate relationship for someone if it concerns someone you're attracted to, or it might be fast progress in another area, or really getting stuck into an area of learning, or a new class, or a new group, but really finding that you just sort of click into this and it starts to help you to gather momentum and to feel freer again, Taurus, which some of you, I feel, have kind of lost. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Gemini. Hi, Sujata. Hi, Ladybug. Hi, Chris. I'll be doing a few card pulls for those people I'm drawn to at the end of the 12 signs. Please save any questions until then. Thank you. So Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Feeling unable to assert yourself on something this week, Gemini. I feel this reach from your solar plexus that then gets held back or blocked in some sense, and you're feeling a sense of inadequacy, not being good enough. This isn't good enough. This isn't right enough. I can't do this. I can't do this. And here's all the reasons why. And so this isn't good. I'm going to go and do something else. Even though I want to do this, I decided I'm not good enough. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. You're not seeing clearly, though. You're not seeing clearly. Because you're dealing with things like performance anxiety, imposter syndrome, learned ideas that have torn you down in the past. I have to be the best. I have to be the most knowledgeable. If I'm not the most knowledgeable or the best at this, there's no point in me doing it. It's not actually true, though. It's not actually true, but you are holding yourself back from something that you really wanted to do. And there is no need, but you're lacking self-worth around it. So the pause for you at this time is to, one, gather that self-worth again, affirm yourself, acknowledge the things that you've achieved in recent times, and acknowledge simply making it to this point and being this amazing and unique expression, the Empress. With that, acknowledge that your potential is still enormous as well. It doesn't have to be all there all the time, all now. It can be a development, a growth. You can take something on or even perform it without being the expert, the master at it, because you're going to learn and gain by doing so, by being in that process. It's up against you as these dragons, these demons. I'm not good enough, I can't do it then. But you can tame them. So this is following on from the dragon tamer in the previous two signs. Actually, you're in charge here. Whatever your thought processes are telling you, whatever anyone else is telling you, you're still in charge, you're still in control. And this is about coming back to yourself and recognizing your own value and the value in doing whatever it is that you truly wish to, without judging it, without it being, oh, I have to be the best at this, without it being, what if someone sees this and I mess it up? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But this is the stuff that you need to start picking apart, Gemini, because it blocks you from so many avenues and angles that are available to you. Your advice is the 10 of Pentacles. You're building towards something solid, and maybe you won't get to the top or the end that quickly, but it doesn't matter. What matters is simply allowing yourself to have these experiences, the things that actually you want to do, but you deny yourself because you feel you're not up to them. They're available to you, and you can trust yourself here, Gemini. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. Cancer. First cards have popped up for you, Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So I mentioned this need to slow down, Cancer, but actually you might be going a little bit too slow, and you might be going slow for the wrong reasons, because rather than a relaxation and an observation, where you're coming in is more like an apprehension and a lethargy, and that's too hard and that's too big, and I'm just going to stay here and do nothing. But that's not actually observing either. That's just shutting down because you're scared of there being something that, because you don't know where it's going to go, you're assuming it's going to go very, very badly, and so you're closing off, closing down, shutting out the world. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, I don't know. 3 of Wands showing up for you. You're a bit overwhelmed by this, and again, it's learned. It's learned fear, it's learned hypervigilance, overvigilance potentially. And it's not seeing the possibilities of things going well, turning out well, that you might have a good time, you might have a good experience. It might become something quite beautiful and unexpected. And there may be help. There may be help from other people. There may be help from above. There may be help. So you're being challenged to find your way out of this and to find some optimism in what's in front of you. The star. Something to follow, something to head towards, rather than simply standing there being like, oh, I don't know about that. Because that's there for you as well. Maybe you're looking down a bit too much when you need to be looking up, because the possibilities for you are quite high at this time, Cancer. Your advice? Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. When you find yourself closing off, shutting down, holding back like this, do some work on understanding why. Start journaling your feelings. Start journaling what comes up in relation to them. The first stuff that comes up, you don't need to overthink it. The stuff that is right there, deep down within you. All those negative belief systems and thought forms that you've taken on board that are hindering you, holding you back. The things that people have told you that you have internalized, but are not actually you, but have become reasons to close off, to pull away, to feel like there's nothing that can be done. And the world can be a big and scary place, for sure. And when we look at what's happening socially, politically, everything else, yes, it's big and there are flashpoints, but it can also improve. It can. So while you feel it a lot, Cancer, you take on a lot of feeling, we know this. It's also the case that you need to interrogate what is your true feeling here and what is the learned stuff that has been bombarded that you've brought into yourself. By separating those out, you'll be able to identify actually, firstly, well, this could actually go this way, or I can have a positive impact here on my own life or on other people's. And I'm going to follow this and see where it takes me. It's a difficult place that you're coming from, but finding that light, that spark, that optimism, that star to follow, that's your work for this week, Cancer. I hope that makes sense for you. Hi, LV. The next sign is going to be Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. Sun transiting your sign, Leo. Venus transiting your sign as well. Mars transiting your sign. Busy, busy Leo energy. So what is affecting you, Leo? If you slow down, Leo, this week, I feel downloads, I feel divine messages, I feel synchronicities, I feel signs, I feel symbols. I feel like you're going to know exactly what to do if you slow down and pay some attention. So with all that Leo energy out there at the moment, this is a key time for you. You're coming in with justice. And justice here is being prepared to slow down, to not push on those things and to not demand that everything go your way and everything go a certain way rather than waiting to see. Slowing it down, you're going to start to, I feel, receive very, very fast downloads in particular, but you'll be getting messages from all kinds of places, Leo. Knight of Swords showing up as your challenge. Got to slow the thought process down. Got to slow the thought process down. Really, really important. Breathe and make space for something else to come in. Some of you, Leo, are going to receive, I feel, a message which serves as a course correction or as a warning or something similar, something that stops you from walking into a dead end or a bad situation. If you pay attention, if you pay attention, 10 of Swords is showing up for you. So this is coming in and it's for your own benefit. It's for your own good, your own guidance. And it's kind of vital that you pick up on it. Otherwise, I feel like you may get a bit stuck moving forward. So be careful with those thoughts, those beliefs, those ideas that you act on really fast, and you listen to all of that and you act on that, but you don't pay attention to anything else coming in, because you need to. You need to, because it's going to save you from a fall this week, Leo. And it's going to lead you off in a clearer and better direction and with more understanding of why you are where you are and where you go next. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. You're a very perceptive sign, Virgo, a very observant sign. There are times when you see things coming long before anyone else does. And some of you have some people who you regard as adversaries or enemies, which we all make at times, incidentally, but this is coming in for you for a particular reason. Because some of us can be tempted then, this is coming in for you, Virgo, to kind of laugh at someone else's misfortune. Or maybe just laugh at someone in such a way that actually feels quite aggressive or bullying, rather than in good spirits and good faith. And this may be someone who's quite sensitive, maybe younger than you, and you need to be careful with this. You need to be careful with this, Virgo. So the figure you're encountering is a Page of Cups, and I feel this is somebody who potentially looks up to you, holds you in very, very high regard. And you might come across as high-handed or dismissive or mocking. And this might cause them difficulties. So there's a need for you to be a bit more mature than that this week, Virgo, and interrogate yourself for your actions and your motivations. So your card shows up as your challenge. This is the Hermit. This is the Hermit. There's the light that you're carrying. And here's somebody else following the light that you're carrying. and being very, very sensitive to the things that you do and say, especially towards them. Extra responsibility for you at this time. And the slowing down, therefore, for you is in relation to this. It's in relation to being a warm, loving, nurturing, kind person in their life. The Empress. The Empress for you, Virgo. So be careful with that this week. I feel an extra responsibility on your shoulders around this. And if you catch yourself in that mode and going that way, you come back to yourself. Go a little bit deeper. What's motivating me to act this way towards this person? Do I want to make them feel small? Or do I want to make them feel 10 feet tall? Because I can do either. I can do either. Use that power well this week, Virgo. I hope that makes sense for you. Hi, Kristen. The next sign is going to be Libra. If you're just arriving, please remember to like and share the video, everyone. That helps a huge amount. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. It's a bit of a cliche, but we know you don't like making choices, Libra. And you can obviously be like, yeah, that's because I'm like this amazing thinker who can see things from every perspective and weigh everything up and always choose correctly in the end, but I don't want to rush into it. And sometimes it's that, or sometimes it's just plain avoidance. Not wanting to be seen in case you get it wrong. Or can't someone else decide for me? Like that classic Libra energy is very much about you at this time. And I feel like where you may be surrendering, giving away that power at the moment is amongst groups of friends or in groups of people generally. The 3 of Cups is showing up as your situation. I don't want to rock the boat, so I'm easy. I'm easy. I'm really, really easy. No, you're not, but nice try. Nice try. Can you notice when you're slipping into that? Because you probably don't do it all the time by now, but there are times that you do. What does that mean in practice? It means that you allow your strings to be pulled. It means that you may spend too much of your time dancing to someone else's tune or neglecting something else in your life in order to do that. Staying out a bit too late, staying along a bit too far, going along a bit too far with someone else's ideas because you don't really want to challenge them. But you know shit, Libra. Remember, you're like the big thinker, so you know shit. So are you going to do something with that? 8 of Pentacles shows up as your challenge. You do have priorities. You do have focuses. Are you being pulled away from those? Is that easygoing exterior where you're okay with whatever, is that pulling you away from something that you wanted to be focusing on? Advice is the 5 of Wands. You're fine. Your resources are finite. Your energy is finite. Your time is finite. How much of your time are you going to use simply saying yes to what anyone else asks you and ignoring what you want for yourself, Libra? I feel like there's something big that you're going to be neglecting this week if you don't get on top of this. And it's going to drain you unnecessarily. So by all means, enjoy your time with other people, but don't deny yourself your own priorities, the ability to say no when you need to, and don't deny yourself that ability to make choices just so as everyone has an easy life. I hope that makes sense for you, Libra. The next sign is going to be Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. A bunch of extra cards flew out there, but I'm not reading that many for you, Scorpio. Not that many cards pulled, you've got to book me privately. Someone you're closing off to, Scorpio. This is similar to one of the other signs, I feel, but with a twist. So you are closing off to someone or something getting close to you. Very defensive stance. I got all these tingles in my heart around this. So this is someone or something that you have a history with or a past with, and at the very least, it's an emotional history. Even if the time hasn't really been spent in that, you have this relationship where this both excites and terrifies you, and you close off there. 7 of Wands. You want to defend yourself against it, put a wall up. And maybe you've had difficult experiences around this. Most likely to be a person. Most likely to be a person. Maybe you have. And maybe you assume that things are always going to be that way with that person. And so you're closing off in that way. And maybe they've caused you some grief, or maybe there's just something about them that you decided was wrong or off, and you took a dislike to before giving them a chance. So you pop them into a nice box, a nice container where they're safely sealed and you don't have to deal with them. I'm not going near them. I'm not touching them because nah. Nicely filed away. Nice and neat. Not really giving them a chance to change. Not really giving you a chance to change. Not giving yourself a chance to be proven wrong either. You have the Magician showing up as your challenge. So this might be quite a mercurial individual. Somebody with a strong Mercury, or who acts that way, or somebody with strong Gemini or Virgo energy. Maybe they're a bit unpredictable. Maybe they'll surprise you. But how can they surprise you when you've already boxed them in and like closed the book, done the end page? I feel like this is somebody who you need to allow in to see what's up, to see where that connection is. So your advice is the High Priestess, and this is opening those gates. This is opening those gates, giving them a chance, giving them a chance, and knowing that you can close those gates again if you need to. Like, this is literally just feeling into this, finding out. It doesn't mean that you're then tied to them forever and ever and ever or anything like it. But it's making room and space for them, and making room and space for yourself as well to learn and grow and expand. I hope that makes sense for you, Scorpio. The next sign is going to be Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. Sag. The world feels loud and demanding to you, Sagittarius. You're experiencing the world as if it's like this enormous group of like screaming and shouting children, all competing for your attention, demanding your attention, and it's a lot. And for some of you, this is literally being overwhelmed by your kids, but for others, it's how you're perceiving the world. Oh, there's so many pulls on me, so many demands. It's too much. It's too much. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Now that I've got all this in place, now that I've got all these things on the go, I'm doing this, this, and this, and this. Actually, I don't want it all. It's a bit much. I was missold this. I want a refund. I want to talk to the manager. Not too happy with like the spoils of where you've taken yourself to. The Devil. Now I've got to do all this stuff. Now I've got to live up to all this stuff. Some of it you do, yeah. If there are responsibilities, if there are things that you moved yourself into, then you do. And other ones you might extricate yourself from over time. If it is to do with your kids, I'm sorry, they are your responsibility. You're going to have to deal with that. It's the nature of the society we're living in. We could argue for ages about how unhealthy it is that parents are solely responsible for their kids and how much extra pressure that puts on you. But we're also working within where we are at the moment, and so you do have to deal with that. But other stuff, maybe you can extricate yourself from, change your relationship to, start to pull away from. But it's also about how you view it. It's about how you view it. This is a drain. This pulls on me. This is this, this is this, this is this, this is this. And you're not noticing any of the good in these things, therefore, because it's all an imposition. Maybe you've forgotten why you're doing it, why you got involved in this. That you're here to help, because you are. So yeah, real constraint, sure. But you can look at it, work out what the priorities are, and you can approach it with love. Ace of Cups. You see, what you actually bring to these situations is your own unique light, your dynamism, your ability to follow, your ability to offer something, your ability to create as well. To connect, because you're valuable, Sagittarius. And when you're seeing all these things as an imposition, what you're actually doing is also having a pop at yourself and not feeling good enough, but you're exactly who and what is needed in these circumstances. So there's a bit of reevaluation, yes, but for the most part, this is about taking those deep breaths, getting better acquainted with yourself, valuing yourself, and recognizing that what you bring to these situations is beautiful. And it's enough, Sagittarius. You're exactly enough, and you can carry that in here, and it is valued, and it is noticed, and it is helping. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Capricorn. Hi, Rose Gold. Hi, Love Goddess. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. Hi, Mahari. Happy Monday to you too. You're feeling under pressure, Capricorn. Under pressure to perform. Someone's looking to you, or you're looking to you and judging yourself, but someone's judging you. I got, like, they gave me like this big drum roll. Like, you're building up to this big climax or crescendo, and now you have to get it right, be right. So you're piling the pressure on, and you don't feel ready. You don't feel ready, do you, Capricorn? 4 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. You know, most of that pressure is what you're putting on yourself, right? And you know that actually you're well grounded, and actually your work is bearing fruit, and it's bountiful, and it's rich. Can you see what you're creating? Can you see the value in your work? Can you view it as enough? Can you tell yourself that you're good enough, and what you're going to put out there is going to be good enough for where you are now? And maybe it'll move forward in time, maybe you'll improve it and refine it in time, but it's already enough for where you are. And can you accept that from other people rather than turning away because you have to shoulder that whole burden yourself because that's who you decided you are? Even though there's actually appreciation for you in the background if you turn and look at it, because they see the value, even if you don't. Your advice is judgment. Give yourself a fucking break. Seriously, it's enough. What needs to die off is the idea that you're never good enough. You have to push harder, push further. It's now or never. No, it isn't. There's tomorrow, and there's the day after, and there's the day after, and it goes on and on like that. So your slowness this week, Capricorn, is to recognize that you've done enough, and you're enough, and you can take a damn break when you need to. And appreciate yourself because others appreciate you. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. You're having to slow down this week, Aquarius. You're having to slow down because you've noticed something or someone catching your eye. Or maybe they've noticed you. Maybe they've noticed you and they're interested in you and they're attracted to you. And they're paying you a lot of attention. saying the right things, doing the right things. And while part of you is like, no, I got to go and do this, I got to be over here, it's a usual way of hiding, a bigger part of you is actually, no, actually my legs aren't going to move here, so I'm going to stay here and see what this is. See what this is. Knight of Cups. Someone really likes you. Someone really likes you, or you really like them, but you're playing one of these roles in this, Aquarius. And you might like to pretend that you're closed off to emotions, but actually this could be really good for you. They're a good balance. Justice is showing up. So they may also be a Libra energy, Libra sun, moon, or rising potentially, but certainly there's somebody who fits with you, and there's somebody who you feel okay around. Actually, they know how to make you smile. They know how to get your attention. That's why you're not going anywhere. That's why you're not going anywhere. Now, your advice is the Three of Pentacles. I feel like they're going to give you space to be yourself, to express yourself, and maybe you've told yourself that you're too out there for that. No one's ever going to want that from you, but give this person a chance. Give this person a chance, because I feel like there is a door there. There is a door there that is opening to something potentially very valuable and exciting for you, if you allow yourself to connect with this. So your slowness is actually going to take you somewhere very good, potentially, Aquarius. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Pisces. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising for the 5th to the 11th of August 2019. They've sort of got you sort of rooted to the spot, Pisces. So this is a fear thing. This is an overwhelm thing. It's also, it's a reticence to get out of your comfort zone, to be in places that are trickier or harder or more challenging than that, or less predictable than that. The sense that I'm getting for you, Pisces. So with the right person, or amongst the right people, or in a certain space, you're like, but then you close off to anything that's beyond that, because then there's things that you feel might get at you or hurt you or harm you. So you limit yourself in this way at this time, and it's not that healthy. You're allowed those peaceful, fulfilling, and affirming spaces of the 10 of Cups. You absolutely are. You're allowed the people who get you, who you feel comfortable with, at home with, who fit you, who you identify closely with. All of that, absolutely. And you need those peaceful spaces. You may also be a bit rigid and stuck in those, and only those with the 4 of Pentacles, and it might deny you the experiences and the challenges that you need to be going through as well. So are you avoiding more difficult stuff, Pisces? Are you avoiding more difficult stuff? Because if so, then we need to look at why. We need to look at why. Your advice is the 9 of Cups. There's things that you want, Pisces, beyond this. There are intentions you've set. There are things that you want to manifest. But are you sat there quite pessimistically, just being like, well, I've set those intentions, so they'll come to me at some stage, won't they? And if not, nah, fuck it. Have you got a little bit lazy about pursuing those things? Because you've got to give the universe something to work with, Pisces. Both in terms of the things that you want to receive, but also in terms of gaining experience and learning shit and getting better at stuff. So what you need to notice this week is where you're not acting in alignment with the things that you desire and that you've said that you want to happen or that you believe in. And just start to move into those spaces, even if they're a little bit uncomfortable. Even if it might be hard work or a struggle. Allowing yourself to actually start to go after those things, because you're going to be supported, because the Nine of Cups is also the wish fulfillment card. But you've got to do something towards it, Pisces. And it does mean getting out of your comfort zone as well. I hope that makes sense for you. That is all 12 signs. I have time now to pull cards for a couple of people. If you have a question you'd like me to answer, please pop it in the live chat and I will see which of you I'm drawn to. And whilst I'm waiting for those, please remember everyone to like and share the video. And please remember to subscribe and enable notifications. And while I can do quick pause for you on a live video, as well as running through the 12 signs, if you want to go a bit deeper on anything, any aspect of life, any situation that you're facing, please book a private reading with me. My details for that are just in the box below. I can also undertake an astrological reading for you. My details for that are also in the box below. And I'm also very open to donations as well. If my work helps you and you'd like to make a donation, my details for that are also in the box below. And that enables me to keep on doing that work. It helps you to support this work. Okay, let me see who I'm drawn to. Spirit Walker, not currently in a job, so job direction, please. Okay, Spirit Walker. Twofold for you, Spirit Walker. One is that in the short term, you might need to take something that you don't really want to do in the long term, but something that offers you the financial support to keep going for now, and offers you the financial support so as you can do what you actually need to be doing at the moment, which is taking some classes. So there's a course or some study that you need to be signing up for, and you're not always up for that. But to get where you truly want to be, I feel like there are additional things that you need to be learning and qualifications that you need to be going after in order to do yourself some justice. We have the Queen of Pentacles showing up for you. And we have the Page of Pentacles showing up for you. So this is both about allowing there to be something that supports you. And I also feel like you might be needing to ask for someone to help you financially whilst you're going through this. And that's okay. So that Queen of Pentacles figure can also be an external person in that way. But there's also somebody who I feel can give you help with getting some work to tide you over. But Page of Pentacles, I feel like you need to be learning something. You need to be studying something. that's in alignment with where you truly want to be, that is actually going to make you feel more fulfilled, that is in alignment with what your heart is telling you. Two of Cups. You can't get there just yet because you haven't quite got everything in place for it. So you can set the longer term goal and work towards that. But in the shorter term, don't turn your nose up at something that is going to support and sustain you. I hope that makes sense for you. Mahari, hi Zelda. Should I let go of my Gemini friend we fell out 3 years ago, but I still haven't seen her? Okay, Mahari. Let's get a sense of what's happening with your Gemini friend. Okay. I feel like a big part of you doesn't actually want her to come back in. So you're kind of resisting that, I feel, because you've changed, you've moved, you've grown in that time, and you feel like she would be a bit of a disruption at this time. And maybe this will pull me back. Maybe this will pull me back. So the Sun is where you're at the moment, and you're feeling this lease of more life, and you feel like she might be a drain on you. With that, I have the High Priestess and Strength showing up. So all majors for you, Mahari. And more than anything, I feel like don't give up. Don't give up, but don't allow yourself to be yanked on unnecessarily. Leave a window open. Leave a window open. I don't feel you need to do more than that. I don't feel like you need to spend too much of your time thinking about this. But don't be closed off. Don't push a hostile energy in that direction. Allow this to come to you in time. And when it does, watch that you don't lash out unnecessarily. Give her a bit of time and give her space to show who she is. I hope that makes sense for you. Thank you, Sujata. Samuel Davis had a question. Please give me some insight on my current situation. Okay, Samuel, let's get a sense of where you're at. This is for Samuel Davis. On the one hand, optimistic. On the other hand, disbelieving. Like, no wonder you need some insight, because this feels very, I don't know what to believe. Is this real? Is it not? Is it real? Is it not? I feel like there is a learned pessimism that is kicking in and stopping you from fully believing in something. There is a belief that things have to be a certain way or they don't count. There are like markers that you're looking for, and because you're not quite identifying all of them, you're kind of playing something down or discounting it. Shows up as the Hierophant. Shows up as the Hierophant. And what they're telling me is that the optimism is the way to go. So there's this situation which you can be optimistic about, but it also requires you to be able to put into it and receive from it and allow it to change you, allow it to develop, but allow it to develop you with the sun which shows up again. Very, very powerful energy. And this also feels like something is gaining extra life, a new life. So maybe something was slowing down, and that's where you're getting pessimistic, but now it's coming really to life. It's bold and it's bright, and you can go with it. You can go with it. You can take a chance on it, but it needs a leap of faith before. So all majors for you as well. So I don't feel this is a situation you want to avoid or go around. It feels hugely exciting. Allow yourself to be within that, to be in that moment, and that you'll find your way through to something really, really bright. Don't allow this old learned rigidity to hold you back, Samuel. I hope that makes sense for you. Thank you all so, so much for tuning in. I'm going to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Monday evening or afternoon or night or Sunday morning. Not sorry, Tuesday morning, excuse me, depending on where you are in the world. And once I can remember what order the days go in, that'll be useful. I will see you all again later this week. If you'd like to like and share the video and subscribe, that helps me a lot. If you'd like to book a private reading, my details are in the box below. And please feel free to get in touch if you would like to connect with me for any other reason whatsoever, or book me for an event or collaborate with me or anything else. Thank you all as well for the amazing, warm, loving atmosphere that you create here that makes it so much easier for me to do this work. I'll see you all again really, really soon. Thank you.